In December 1914, Europe was drowning in blood. Millions of young men had marched to war believing they'd be home by Christmas. Instead, they found themselves buried in mud, wire, and death. Every day the guns thundered. Every night men screamed in the dark. But on Christmas Eve, something impossible happened. The guns fell silent. At first, the British thought the Germans were preparing an attack. But then, soft voices drifted through the cold night air. Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht. Silent night, sung in German, sung in the middle of hell. British soldiers stood frozen, listening. Some even whispered, "Are they singing to us?" Then came the lanterns, dim lights rising above enemy trenches, and a voice shouting across the darkness, "Tommy, don't shoot!" A British soldier climbed the parapet, then another, then dozens. On both sides, men risked their lives just to see the faces of the people the war told them to hate. They walked toward each other cautiously, boots crunching on frozen mud. Then, a smile, a handshake, a laugh. For the first time in months, there were no enemies in no man's land, just young men who missed home, who missed peace. They exchanged chocolate, cigarettes, buttons, hats, tiny gifts, traded like priceless treasures. And then it happened. Someone kicked a ragged ball into the snow. Shouts filled the air. Men who'd been shooting at each other hours earlier were now chasing each other, tackling, cheering. It wasn't the World Cup. It was something greater, a moment of humanity in a world that had forgotten the word. The game kept growing. More soldiers joined. Thousands watched. Some took photographs. Others shared stories, songs, even prayers. For one night, the battlefield became a Christmas gathering, and every man there knew this was how life should be. But peace terrifies the powerful. When news reached the generals, their anger was immediate. This truce, this moment of brotherhood, was a threat to the entire war. Commanders ordered, "Never again. No fraternization with the enemy." Some officers even threatened punishment, because once soldiers talk, they stop wanting to kill each other. At dawn, the men shook hands one last time. No speeches, no promises, just silent understanding. They returned to their trenches, picked up their rifles, looked across the field at the men they had just laughed with, and then the guns began once more. The Christmas Truce didn't end the war. It didn't save millions of lives. But for a single night, in the middle of humanity's greatest madness, ordinary men proved something eternal. Even in the darkest war, peace can break through. Because before they were soldiers, they were human.